Here's your winter weather briefing issued Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. for the upcoming possible winter weather tonight and Tuesday. Here's a summary of changes. With the new model runs today, they've come in somewhat drier. There's less precipitation in them. But we do think there still is the possibility of a significant impact from sleet and freezing rain, even with as smaller amounts, perhaps 0.05 to 1/10 of an inch. And even these lesser amounts can have that significant impact. Advisories have been issued for far northern zones for 1 inch of snow, potentially, and for far southwestern zones where there could be some light icing. And winter storm warnings have been issued for other areas for the potential freezing rain and sleet impacts. Here's a look at a warning and advisory map. You can see the different advisories and warnings. The advisory is for the northern areas is for the potential for up to 1 inch of snow, and in the southwest we could be looking at some light icing, probably about 0.05 of an inch or so. So both of those areas don't quite reach warning criteria, so an advisory has been issued for them. A winter storm warning is in effect for the remainder of the warning area, as shown in blue here, and this is for the potential for 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain with additionally some sleet mixed in. Just looking at some of these model trends, first thing I want to show is where the greatest risk of freezing rain is. We're talking about any freezing rain, 1/100 of an inch or greater, and you can see the highest risk is pretty much along the I-10 corridor from Houston over to New Orleans. And so again, still looking at a pretty high chance of freezing rain in that corridor there, Houston to Beaumont, even to New Orleans, sort of the I-10 corridor. Further north, as you get up to Crockett, even Huntsville, the chance of freezing rain is smaller because there'll be more sleet and snow. However, take a look at this. The chance of 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain, those chances have come way down compared to earlier today. Now they're only on the order of 5 to 10% over our area. So earlier those chances were more like 40 to 45% based on this model guidance. So this is kind of indicating with the lighter precip amounts, the chance for more significant icing has come down. Here's a look at the potential for greater than 1 inch of snowfall according to the models. And this is from earlier today. These are the older runs. At that time there was a pretty high chance, as you see in the blues and greens, of 1 inch or greater of snow, especially north of Houston. But take a look at these charts from the new model guidance, and you can see those numbers have come way down. Now they're on the order of 5 to 10% at best. So again, this is a reflection of these new models coming in drier and a little bit warmer, suggesting lesser amounts. Now anytime you have computer models, they can always switch the other direction, so we want to be a little cautious here, but certainly the trend is for somewhat lesser amounts of snow and ice in the models. Looking at the onset of precipitation and the end, this chart shows the rough timing here. Wintry precip getting into the northern zones somewhere 3 to 4 a.m. and ending early in the afternoon. In those central zones beginning perhaps around 6 a.m. and ending by mid to late afternoon. And in the coastal zones starting perhaps by 8 or 9 a.m. and ending 6 to 7 p.m. So just to sum up the weather update here, the new models have come in somewhat drier, which means less precipitation. So we're likely looking at lesser amounts of snow and ice. However, even with the lesser amounts, it doesn't take much to cause a significant impact, especially icing those bridges and overpasses. So even if it's only 0.05 to 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain, we could be looking at some issues as we go through the day tomorrow. Tomorrow being Tuesday. Advisories have been issued for far northern zones for 1 inch of snow and for far southwestern zones for light icing, with a winter storm warning in effect for other areas where there's a greater risk of perhaps 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain and some sleet on top of that.